I literally lost everything. My job, my house, my identity gone. In an instant. I hit rock bottom so hard I thought it was game over. For real. I remember staring at my reflection thinking, who am I without all this stuff? But losing everything forced me to learn some insane life-saving lessons. And I'm giving them to you in this video for free. So you never have to hit rock bottom like I did. Because when you're at rock bottom, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Let's go. Just 1 year before this all went down, my life was perfect. Or at least it looked that way. I had this big fancy job title, Senior Project Manager. Sounds important, right? That wasn't just a job, it was my entire identity. People would nod like they were impressed. My family could brag about me. I worked 24/7, grinding nonstop, skipping meals, all that stuff. I was climbing this ladder to success, but what I didn't realize was the entire wall was about to crumble. My whole sense of self-worth was based on how much I worked, how much I earned, and what other people thought. I thought I was building a fortress, but it was just a sandcastle and a tsunami was coming. And it happened fast, like crazy fast. It all started with a 5-minute video call. They called it restructuring. Boom, my job, gone, just like that. I was in shock, and that was just the beginning. My savings disappeared instantly. The city is crazy expensive. A few months later, I couldn't even pay rent on my apartment. I was literally packing my entire life into boxes and selling my stuff for basically nothing. I watched strangers carry away the life I thought I built. I ended up sleeping on my friend's couch, then another friend's couch. I felt like a ghost. But the real rock bottom? It wasn't some huge explosion, it was quiet. It was me, sitting on a floor at 3 a.m., looking at my bank account. There was barely enough money for a week of groceries. It was insane. The silence was deafening. The shame was crushing. I felt like the biggest failure on the planet. Every door was slammed in my face. I'd scroll social media and see everyone else winning, getting promotions, and I felt completely alone. I was broke. I was broken, and I had no idea what to do. My brain was just yelling at me, "What did you do wrong?" I honestly thought my life was over. I was stuck in this dark hole for weeks. Just shame, regret, fear. But you can only stare at a ceiling for so many nights before something has to change. It wasn't a lightning bolt. It was just this tiny voice inside that said, I cannot live like this anymore. And then it hit me. The job, the apartment, the money, that was all just stuff. It wasn't me. And when it was all gone, I was still here. I was still breathing. I literally faced my biggest fear, losing everything. And I survived. Once you've already failed, the fear of failing has zero power over you. So I grabbed a notebook and wrote one simple thing: win today. That was it. I was taking back control. That's when I realized rock bottom isn't a grave, it's a foundation. You can build anything from here. That one decision started the craziest comeback story. It was slow and it was hard, but I started rebuilding. And I'm about to give you the 3 most important lessons I learned. This is literally a cheat code for life. Lesson 1, you are not your job. This is huge. I used to love when people asked what I did. It was my whole identity. When I lost my job, I lost who I was. Here's the secret. Your job is just something you do. It is not who you are. I had to figure out what I actually cared about. What am I passionate about? What makes me, me? I started volunteering, rediscovering old hobbies. Your value doesn't come from a business card. It comes from who you are. You have to define yourself. Lesson 2, real security comes from the inside. I thought security was a fat bank account and a safe job. I was wrong. All of that can disappear in a second. Real security is knowing that you can adapt. It's the confidence that you can survive anything. It's knowing you can be happy with way less than you think. I learned to live on almost no money, and it was the most freeing thing ever. I wasn't a slave to my lifestyle anymore. True security is knowing that no matter what happens, you have the inner strength to handle it. Lesson 3, vulnerability is your greatest strength. This one is a game changer. Being vulnerable is a superpower. I used to think being strong meant never asking for help. That is the dumbest thing I've ever believed. When I hit rock bottom, I had to ask for help. I couldn't do it alone. I had to tell my friends and family how lost I was. And guess what? People didn't run away, they came closer. Admitting you need help isn't weakness. It's the first step to winning. Real strength is having the guts to admit you're struggling. Look, I would never wish this on anyone, but hitting rock bottom was the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm not even kidding. It forced me to destroy a life that was built on what other people thought, and I got to build a new one that was 100% mine. My life isn't perfect now, I still have tough days, but it's real. It's mine. I'm not defined by my wins or my losses anymore. I'm defined by the fact that I just keep getting back up. If you're at rock bottom right now, listen to me. You are not alone. This is not the end. This is the beginning of your comeback story. Your breakdown is about to become your breakthrough. You will rebuild, and you'll be stronger than ever before. This stuff is tough, so I want you to do something for me. In the comments below, share one lesson you learned from a hard time in your life. Let's fill the comments with so much good advice that it helps thousands of people. Thank you so much for watching.